What up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Fight Pit. It is your boy, Drew, the highest in the room. I'm with my guys, Shaun of the Dead and Gagemus Maximus. We are here for UFC Fight Night, Allen versus Curtis 2. We back, ladies and gentlemen. The Fight Pit is live every week. You know how we do it. We are here for UFC Fight Night, Brendan Allen versus Chris Curtis 2. But before we get into our predictions and picks, we need to give a shout out to our sponsor, PillowFight.co. Blissfully soft, shockingly supportive. Their commitment to premium foams and fibers provides superior comfort, all while being soft enough to cradle you to sleep as if you just stepped in against Chris the Action Man Curtis. Pillow Fight is worth every penny. Make sure you invest in your rest. It's a third of your life, guys. Take it seriously. They don't skimp on the details, neither should you. Innovative sleep designs and detailed craftsmanship means their pillows actually improve your sleep. So check out pillowfight.co for more information. Thank you once again for sponsoring the episode. Now, let's get into this fight night, boys. We got a rematch, Brendan Allen versus Chris Action Man Curtis. A lot of action on this one. We will cover. I want to just gloss over some of the prelim names that we have to look forward to. We got Dan Argueta versus Gene Matsumoto. That's going to be a sick fight. Cynthia Calvillo is on this one. Norma Dumont versus Jermaine Durandamy. I am going to be on. Did either of you know that Jermaine Durandamy was still in the UFC?
No, haven't heard of her in like a year.
Okay, good. I just making sure it's not me, because I could have swore that she retired like at least a couple years ago. Ignacio Bahamondes versus Christos Giagos. That'll be a dope one. And then the main fight, the featured fight on the prelims, Court McGee versus Alex Morono. That will be a solid one. If Gage and Shaun, I'm going to ask you guys, what is the number one fight or the number one fighter on this prelim card that you guys are looking forward to? If people were going to tune in to just watch one prelim, which one would you recommend? Shaun, let's start with you.
I kind of want to see oh Jesus, what's her name? I cannot pronounce it.
Jermaine Durandamy.
Yeah. I want to see her because I love her kickboxing style. And I, just like you, I thought she was done. I haven't heard a thing about her in a year. So I just want to see, does she still got it? I know she's older, so that is a factor, but I just want to see, could she go after a weak 135 division at the moment? Could she run up to try to get the belt? Let's see.
And Norma Dumont is not an easy outing. She's 10-2. She's been up there. She's fighting the top of the tops. Gage, who you tuning in for on the prelims, my man?
Christos Giagos is definitely the guy I enjoy watching fight the most on the prelims. He's had up and down, one and off, one on, but he's also fought like everyone that's in that division that got pushed and is now ranked, like Armor Sarukian, not ranked yet, but Danny Zellhuber, like guys that like, all right, these are legit people he's got to stand across from. Other than that, when he's fought people unranked like himself, he stands and bangs. It's a good fight, and I'm interested to see how he bounces back against the Danny Zellhuber loss last year.
Solid pick. I'm gonna say for mine, it's kind of a toss-up. Gene Matsumoto is exciting, man. And that Dan Argueta fight, they only got one loss between the two of them, Dan Argueta. Otherwise, they'd be undefeated, fighting each other. And the Court McGee is just, he's one of those dudes that's been around so long, you can't help but root for the guy. Alex Morono, not an easy outing at all. He's been just making waves. He's been mixing it up. He's been throwing wrenches in every chance that he gets. So definitely make sure you guys check those out. Got some names on there to tune in for too. This is our vegetables before the main course and the dessert of UFC 300. So thankfully it's, we've had this little stretch of fight nights that we have to get through to go from 299 to 300, and thankfully they have not disappointed. We've had some solid names, we've had some solid fights, and it's kept us occupied. Let's get into the main card. I'll start it with a 125 fight. Sean, I'm going to you. We got Joshua Van stepping in short notice against Lucas Rocha.
So Joshua Van is 10-1, and his personality is through the roof too. If you haven't paid attention to him, he wants to fight every damn weekend. Like Dana White and his crew,
which we love,
tell him chill the hell out. That's why he took this fight. He could be fighting a ranked opponent next, but he decided, you know what? His UFC debut off the Dana White Contender Series, Joshua Van's like, I'm in. 10-1. Last fight was a ground and pound TKO in his second round. He has 6 KO TKOs, 1 submission loss. He has 1 submission loss. He has 2 submissions, 2 decisions, and he's 3-0 in the UFC. And he's on an 8-fight win streak. Insane. Then you got Lucas Rochas, 17-1. Just got off the Dana White Contender Series, and now he has to run into Joshua Van right off rip. That's a tough one. That's a tough one, man.
Welcome to the UFC.
I feel bad for him, man, but it's a tough one. Last fight, Dana White Contender Series, he got a TKO KO by a knee in the second round. He has 10 KOs in his career, 4 submissions, 3 decisions, and is on a 6-fight win streak. So between the two of them, 14-fight win streak. These guys, I understand they have submissions on both sides, but they're going to stand and they're going to throw. They're going to use their grappling a little bit, but I think it's going to be second nature for him. This will be a KO, TKO. If it gets out of the first round, okay, but it will be by the end of the second round. We will have a KO, TKO. I think the line's a little ridiculous having it minus 360 or 350. I understand Joshua Van is an extremely good fighter, but give Lucas some credit. He is phenomenal. He is on a 6-fight win streak. And on top of it, Joshua's on short notice. This is 2-week notice. That's not much. I understand he's training all the time. He wants to fight all the time, so he's always in shape, and that's the best type of fighter. Staying in shape, best case scenario. I'm still going to give it to Joshua Van. I think he's going to get the KO. I want to say first round. I'm going first round. Screw it. I'm going first round. I'm not doing the second round shit. So first round KO. He's just so goddamn good. And a lot of people, I've been researching a little on the side about him, what people think of him. And a lot of people do believe it's only time till Joshua Van flies through the rankings and he'll be a champion. I don't know if that's true. We'll have to watch Saturday night and see if that's true. I hope so. A little extra excitement, new name in the flyweight division, always good.
Always good. Can never have enough names, and the lower weight classes have been just absolutely destroying it lately. So it's no surprise that they're just going to keep pumping out contenders and prospects. This card actually, looking through the main card, we could have again an all knockout main card, but knockout is highly, highly probable and likely in just about all of these fights. The next one up, we're going to go to 155, Trevor Peek versus Charlie Campbell. This one, once again, it's guys with very few losses and a lot of knockouts. It is making for a good fucking Saturday, I'll tell you that. Trevor Peek is 9-1, open as the plus 155 underdog versus Charlie Campbell minus 200. He's 8-2. Trevor Peek has 8 KOs, no submissions, 1 decision win. Charlie Campbell has 6 KOs, no submissions, 2 decision wins. This one, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, it's someone's getting knocked out. It's going to be a knockout. It's going to be, I'm just to play it safe, I'm going to go under 2.5, but this one, I'm excited about this one. These are two very highly touted guys at 155. Again, another stacked lower weight division, which is, going to be difficult to break into as far as the top of the top is concerned. But if these guys keep going the way that they've been going, they'll be there. They'll be there eventually. Trevor Peek is just straight up. He has technique. He is technically sound. You can't get too far in this sport without having solid technique, but he is just a straight up heavy hitting brawler. Everything he throws is powerful. Even his takedowns are powerful. He's trying to do damage. He's trying to knock your block off with everything. He can technically, fire 1-2s down the pipe, but for the most part, he's moving forward. He's trying to knock you out as fast as possible. He's trying to separate you from consciousness. There's no outpointing. There's no judges' scorecards coming into play for Trevor Peek. He's trying to maul you. He's trying to absolutely destroy you. Charlie Campbell, a little bit more well-rounded. Still a very skilled striker, a very skilled grappler. He's a tad bit more technical. He's more of a sniper. He's gonna look to wait for his opening and dot you up in the meantime. He gets in trouble, but he can get himself out of it, which I like. He's capable of getting out of it. He's not a lost cause at any point until the ref steps in. He's long and lanky. He's going to have the height advantage and the reach. The odds have Charlie Campbell on this one. I'm going Trevor Peek on this one. I think Trevor Peek is going to score the knockout. He's reminds me of a Robbie Lawler, reminds me of those just very dense dudes that walk forward and smash. I'm going with Trevor Peek. I'm going by KO. I think he's going to find it. I think he's going to land it. And just to be safe, I'm going under 2.5 rounds. I think it'll be quicker than that, though. The final one, saving this one for last, because this one, very, very exciting debut that we got going on this one. Gage, let us know about heavyweight Walter Walker versus Lucas Brzeski.
I mean, y'all ready to have a second Walker brother in the UFC?
Ooh, man.
Much like Johnny, he spent the last couple of years in Russia doing his amateur stuff out there and getting ready to get in the UFC. From what I've done research on, he's very much personality-wise like his brother Johnny. So I expect comedy. But he's got bombs in his hands too. Like, he's putting people out. He can go the distance. He gets 4 decision wins as well. So I don't think stamina, losing the gas tank, will be a big problem for him like a lot of heavyweights. He does also have a submission win, so he has a little bit of ground game. BJJ, Brazilian fighter. Got to have sound BJJ game. Come out of Brazil and then in Russia as well, facing a lot of wrestlers. Got a lot to say about Walter Walker going into his debut. Lucas Brzeski's up and down. 0-2 last year since he made his UFC debut. Kind of looks like he's being fed to someone they want to have a good debut and someone they get a push because of his name, and it's 11-0. That's kind of what it feels like. The only safe bet here is under 1.5. I think Walter Walker should have put him out very, very quickly. Brzeski lost his last fight in 3 minutes to William Cortez. I can't remember his hyphenated last name. If you watch Walter and any of his fights, if you go on Tapology and look at his stats, he won his last fight on their stat book by retirement, which I think is hilarious.
Retirement.
By retirement.
That's great.
Which is, I had to click it and look at it. I'm like, what?
He has a couple of those too. So people face him and are like, I'm done with the sport. I'm good. That's all I need.
Yeah, it's like TKO/retirement. I'm like, holy shit. So I'm gonna go under 1.5. Walter Shadow Realm knockout. No TK to fucking sleep.
Will it be a retirement knockout?
No, Lucas is too young.
Okay.
Imagine the celebration of the Walker brothers, because you know his brother's going to be there. Imagine the KO.
Oh,
Imagine
God.
both of them going lunatics, going at.
They're both lunatics. It's great. So I'm hoping he keeps his big personality in the UFC like his brother did. It'll be fun to watch.
I mean, is there anything less appealing than a Brazilian lunatic in the UFC? We've seen so many. I can't name one that you're like, no, I don't want to tune in for that. Very good for business. We got Vitor Vanderlei, Francisco Trinaldo. Remember Husamar Palhares? That fucking psycho. Silva. Yeah, dude. If this goes the way that I'm hoping it goes, I am hoping that we can see a Walter Walker Rebellis to Spain fight somewhere in the near future. And we got a lot of action.
I'd actually like to see him fight one of the Taffa brothers or like Baby Ty.
Oh yeah, dude, Taffa brothers.
I'd like to do that.
We got some sick brother combos going on. That's exciting, and heavyweight too. In the co-main and main event, got Alexander Hernandez versus Damon Action Jackson, and then Brendan Allen versus Chris Action Man Curtis. The co-main event, Alexander Hernandez opening as a -190 versus Damon Jackson at a +145. This one, we got some dudes who have been around. We got some vets. We're not going to see any debutantes in this one. Alex Hernandez, 14-7, 6 KOs, 2 subs, and 6 decisions, is on a since losing to Cowboy Cerrone, has not won 2 fights in a row. Just something that I noted to keep in mind. Damon Jackson, 22-6-1. He's got 4 KOs, 15 submissions. Damn. And 3 decisions. He's currently riding a 2-fight losing streak, but he is 4-2 in his last 6. Sean, I'm going to throw it to you first on this one. Let me know who you got. Who are we kicking off this co-main event with?
I'm going to go with the underdog in this fight. I just, like you said, Alex hasn't won 2 in a row. I understand that he was off a loss, but Damon Jackson, I like the grappling in this fight. The issue is his wrestling. More of his grappling is he uses his striking, and he's not the greatest at takedowns, but it's more on being underneath someone and then turning the position. So he goes into guard and then flips it. He's very good in doing that. I don't know if Alex is going to fall for that or if he wants to stand on his feet. If he does stand on the feet the whole fight, it's easy. Alex is going to win this fight. But I think Damon's going to get it to the ground, and he is a submission artist for a reason. 15 submissions, that's insane. Quite a few in the UFC. I'm going to go Damon Jackson, underdog pick.
We love us some underdogs. I can't say that I disagree with it. Damon Jackson, 22 wins, 15 of them are submissions. That is bonkers. Gage, who do you got? Are you keeping it with the underdogs?
Yeah, I'm going with the dog here. I don't know. The records recently are similar for both of them. I think Damon Jackson's just Sean got it to a T. There's not a lot to say. The wrestling and his submissions is just on point, and I expect him to continue to be on point. I'm going to have
him by submission?
No, I'm going to have decision. I'm going to say just outpoints him, holds ground control. I don't think he'll get the submission, but I had sprinkle it on there. Over 1.5. Over 1.5 for sure, though.
Good call. I like the over 1.5. I think Alex Hernandez kind of started out as one of those dudes that was a quick starter and that you would lay money on to get a finish in the first round. But since that Cowboy fight, man, Cowboy really just he put it on him and changed his life up a little bit. I see if Alex Hernandez is able to pressure, if he's able to, to bum rush him and maul him and make it a very quick fight and put him down by KO early, I think that's his only out. But I'm going to go with Damon Jackson too, and smart money, I'm going to say over 1.5. And I'll say he gets another submission. We've seen Alex Hernandez struggle on the ground at times, so not anything too crazy. We'll keep it reasonable. We're going with the dog, but we'll keep it reasonable.
Unanimous underdog. Wow.
Yeah, that's I think on this one, we have the capability for some underdog, but I mean the lines are just, we got a lot of people short notice. The lines are crazy on this one. Not a whole lot of close fights on this one. And I mean, we got the main event and the underdog in this one, Brendan Allen versus Chris Curtis. Chris Curtis ranked number 14. He is, I mean, if anybody is a live underdog, it's Chris Curtis. He's one of those guys that's always in the fight and always capable of doing some damage, always capable of changing the way things look. And he already has a win over Brendan Allen. Brendan Allen coming into this one 23-5. He's got 5 KOs, 14 submissions, hella submissions on this card, and 4 decision wins going up against Action Man Curtis, 31-10. He has 17 KOs, 1 submission, 13 decisions. Up until the last time he fought, he was the last time that they fought, Chris Curtis was in the middle of an 8-fight win streak. Brendan Allen has been on a 6-fight win streak since the last time that they fought. Excuse me. And Chris Curtis was able to get a TKO in round 2 the first time that they matched up. So, Sean, do we see another TKO? Do we see another dog cover?
I want to add a little bit to Brendan Allen. So his 6-fight win streak, his last loss was Chris Curtis. And since then, he actually has a 4-fight submission streak. He's just putting it to people with these submissions. Like, no, and something Gage definitely says all the time, these short notice fights, they're just, I know I picked the short notice winner earlier in the card, but it's a different thing. One guy could be ranked while the other guy's making a UFC debut. This is not the case. These guys are both. Is Brendan Allen ranked? If he's not, he should.
6.
6, yeah, he's ranked pretty high. So
he just put out Paul Craig. He just submitted Paul Craig last fight.
Yeah, and Paul Craig is a great submission artist too. So this is one of those. And another thing we always mention here on the Fight Pit is revenge fights. We pick the guy that wants revenge. Yeah. So both of these line up. I'm sorry, Chris Curtis. I really do like you, but I think Brendan Allen's going to get his revenge. He'll get a submission. And Chris Curtis is not someone that gets finished too often. He's a tough son of a bitch. He loses by decisions and split decisions. Like, he loses really close fights. But I do believe he's going to lose by submission. Back-to-back submissions to end off this card in my eyes. I'm going to say I'm going to say it's going to be quick. I'm going to say first round submission.
Ooh, I like it. And credit to the revenge fights also. That's something that I don't think gets looked at enough. That motivation of wanting to get it back. I mean, everybody, as a fighter, of course, even just like us as civilians, as regular people, someone gets over on you, we're coming. We're going to keep going until I get you back. And that's something that I think a lot of dudes have. I think that's, you hear people talk about it all the time too, when they get on a run. Sean O'Malley with Cheeto Vera, anytime someone gets a loss from anybody, they always want the chance to get that one back. And this is a good opportunity for Brendan Allen to do it too. Gage, how do you like this one?
I am picking up right where Sean left off. Yes, I love Chris Curtis. Can't tell from the name. He's looked phenomenal since he came back from that training regimen and whatever he's been doing the last 2 years. The Illuminati, whatever those rumors are. Chris Curtis joined the Illuminati. Hey, it was working. He looked great in his last fight too earlier this year. Unfortunately, he's fighting Brandon Allen on short notice. What if this fight wasn't short notice? Oh, I'd just been going underdog Chris Curtis all day. But it is short notice, not in his favor. Brandon Allen's not the dog, but is a fucking dog in this fight. I also think it's gonna be quick, not as quick as Sean. I think submission under 2.5 is probably good money. But if you want to just go under 2.5 in general, because Chris Curtis can land a good fucking shot, and that's it right there. Like, he definition punches chance. Got a very, very heavy-handed man. So I think if he's going to do it, it's going to be on the first 2 rounds, very easily. But if it goes past that, like, it's Brendan Allen all day, and if Brendan Allen's going to hit the submission, it's going to be under 2.5. But money, Brendan Allen submission, probably round 2.
I like that. I agree. A lot of damn near all of Brendan Allen's finishes have been under 1.5. He had 2, of his 4 finish streak, 2 of them were under 1 round, and the other 2 were in the 3rd round. The last time that they faced each other, it was in the 2nd round, but it was at 158, so still under 1.5. I like the under 1.5 on this one. Chris Curtis, he's one of those guys that you hate to pick against. We love him. He's the action man. He's always bringing a good fight. He's got a great personality. He's, training partners with Sean Strickland, which always is entertainment. The submission that I'm thinking rear naked choke. I think Brendan Allen is going to work to get it to the ground as quickly as he can. I think he's going to set it up with the hands. Brendan Allen is not afraid to strike with strikers, and he doesn't shy away from a slugfest. If he's going to get in there, he's going to drop you. He's going to do some damage. He's going to get you to turtle up, jump on you, and I'm going to go. He has 1, 2, 3, 4 rear naked chokes in a row, and I believe he has most of them under 1.5. I think 3 of his last 6 submissions are all under 1.5 by rear naked choke. So I'm going Brendan Allen as well. I'm going rear naked choke. I'm going to say it's under 1.5. I don't know exactly if it'll be in the first round, but I know the first round's going to be bananas either way. If neither of them sees a finish, it's going to be, they're fresh, they're energetic, they're big dudes, they hit hard, they move forward. It's going to be an exciting first round if it makes it through it. And that wraps it up for this one, boys. We got the underdog picks for Trevor Peak and Damon Jackson, and I think that's pretty much majority rule. We got all finishes on this one. We
also got your lock of the night and Walter Walker.
Yes, great call, Gage. Great call. The lock of the night for this one. Sean, is there any locks that you want to throw on to it?
I do like Walker a lot. I think Brendan Allen's a lock. As much as Chris Curtis could win this fight by KO, just like he did the first time, Brendan Allen's hands have gotten way better. And he's actually able to ground and pound better than he was at that last fight. So I think Brendan Allen would be another lock, unfortunately, because everyone here at Fight Pit, we do like Chris Curtis a lot.
Yeah, it's difficult. We got the guys that are near and dear to our hearts, and sometimes they just get put up against a wall, and that's hard. But
also, shout out to Chris for taking this fight short notice against fucking rank number 6. Dude, you're like, I'll fucking fight him.
You ain't kidding. That's one of the things that we love about him too.
Not even back in. I don't even think he was back in camp yet. He's 3 months post fight.
It was just January or so on the Strickland Duplessis. So, and I don't recall him taking too much damage in that fight. No, so I'm sure he wasn't. I think it was more so, just a matter of wanting to get back in there. But credit to him and credit to credit, Joshua Van, everybody who steps in on short notice. It doesn't usually go their way, but we do appreciate it. And we do have the UFC 300 card coming up. That's going to be a big episode. So everybody make sure you are subscribed to the House Call Sports and the Fight Pit. Follow us on Instagram, the official Fight Pit. We have picks, we got interviews, we have predictions, we have episodes every single week. You guys, you know that our records are steady over 600 for the year so far, and just continuing to rise. So this is going to be another one. We're going to sweep through this one, and then we're going to sweep through UFC 300, and it's going to be a great month and a half or so. That's it for us from the Fight Pit. I am Drew. That is Gage. That is Sean. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you on the next one. Peace.